Who's going to work the land and produce the food? The slaves. The slaves will work the land and produce the food. This leaves you just one civic function. When the shades of night draw on, slip sleekly down to dinner. And Marx echoes all of this stuff. We'll get to that. But the state is not going to stint. It is not going to be cheap. In other words, we're going to open the coffers for you, right? Its hand is full and open. The state's heart is large. It will stuff its menfolk free of charge. Then issue them torches when dinner's done, then send them out to hunt for fun. The question is, what year was this written? When was this written? If you guys, in the comments, please, give me a clue. When was this written? Guys, please just drop a date. Give us a rough date. Any date will be fine. Just give us a date. I'll take a couple, and then we will reveal all. Thaddeus, what did you think when you first heard this? Your comments.
Yeah, so when I first heard this, I thought for sure that this was written during the communist revolution, perhaps early 20th century, late 19th century, something along those lines.
Yeah, agreed. That you did. So, guys, I see. What do we have here? We have people saying 500. Okay, 1900s. We go. Okay, so the 500 BC is the closest. This is Athens in 392 BC. So this is Athens 392 BC, and this is a play by Aristophanes. This is a play by Aristophanes called The Congresswomen, and this, he is teaching people. He is making fun of, satirizing attitudes, ideas, and behaviors that were common in Athens at that time. So this is from nearly 2,400, it's over 2,400 years ago. So these comments, this play is from 2,400 years ago. Thaddeus, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising for sure. Just goes to show that although we tend to look back on the ancient world and think that people are way different back then, it doesn't really seem to be the case when you really honestly look at things. People throughout history, yes, they've had access to different technology. We have access to more technology, more education, but the fundamental nature of human beings really hasn't changed any.
Yeah, Anakatana is right. We went backwards. Atheism is taking us back to paganism. This is taking us back to the time of the pagan Greeks. We are literally rehashing. Tradition are solutions to problems that society has faced. Western tradition are solutions to societal problems. When you remove those traditions, when you remove those values, the problems come back. We are now moving back towards paganism. And you do need to understand that atheism is, well, paganism, socialism, yeah, we're going to learn a great deal. So Marxism is a rehash of a very old spirit, correct, Villainous? Let's continue. Socialism, atheism. Now, socialism and atheism are both religious and both political. So technically, you're dealing with a political religion. You may have heard of another political religion that I have spoken about a lot. Now, socialism was created to be a religion, a counterfeit Christianity. Please understand this is a fact. Socialism was created as, or shall we say modern socialism. When I say modern, I mean 18th century. Right? Socialism goes back before that. I can go to the 15th century. I can do different discussions on the 15th century, but we can go back well prior to that. We can go back thousands of years. But understand, modern socialism is designed to be a counterfeit of Christianity. Technically, it is what you would call scientific Christianity. Secular humanism is atheist, socialist, religious doctrine. So secular humanism is atheist, socialist, religious doctrine. Atheism is religious. It is an integral part of socialism and humanism. Atheism and humanism are religions as per the US Supreme Court. So, yes, Dashing Rogue, so Marxist socialism is modern. Technically, yes, that would be modern socialism. Socialists don't agree. They do contradict each other, but there are certain tendencies and trends, and there are certain underlying fundamental things. Thaddeus, your thoughts before I continue?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into the material, but there is a lot of stuff that will surprise people. I mean, this court ruling that humanism is a religion and entitled to the same protections as any other religion was certainly surprising to me. And it looks like Gospel Edge knows one of the things that we'll be discussing.
Yeah, I've been putting up some community posts. Atheism and secular humanism were born in blood and violence. You need to understand. They are born in blood and violence. There is credible, actually very strong, irrefutable evidence, scientific evidence, that Western democratic governments are far safer, far better, far less violent, far less genocidal than socialist governments. This is not the topic of today's discussion, but believe me, I have the evidence and I will be getting to all of that. Now, atheist humanism and atheist socialism were founded and promoted by people who are absolutely, positively, bat poop, crazy utopian totalitarians. This is, you're going to be surprised. Atheism and humanism are political, proselytizing religions like Islam. We're going to be covering all of this, so I understand I'm making some fun claims here. And atheism and humanism in government is always dysfunctional, irrational, and genocidal. Any comment before I continue, Thaddeus?
Yeah, I mean, it may not seem, there might not seem like there'd be a direct connection between atheism and genocide, but history has proven otherwise. And I think that it's because when you eliminate the principle that a human being has value, then there's nothing to stop you from eliminating your political opponents.
Fair. Atheism is, look, humanism, socialism are collectives, right? Christianity brought the dignity of man, brought the concept of the dignity of man to the fore. Man as an individual has political rights. Now, this is obviously enshrined within the U.S. Constitution. This idea was really, it reached its pinnacle within the U.S. Constitution, within the U.S. form of government. However, atheism speaks of equality. Now, understand, they are speaking in propagandistic language. It is not equality, it's the abolition of hierarchy. You're all the same. In other words, you are interchangeable parts. You are just a widget. You're a widget like any other widget. You're all the same. It doesn't produce individuality, it produces sameness. So it erases. And Villeneuve says, you mean a religion that stole bits of Christianity to make it seem legitimate? This has never happened before. No, never happened. So, credit to Cogito Ergo. Thank you for putting this now. Atheists substitute themselves in God's place. It's man in the image of man. Right? Within Christian doctrine, we have man in the image of God, in the Imago Dei, but now we have man in the image of man. You'll find this is common within socialist traditions, right? Atheism is a second-hand religion because all of its beliefs are derived from theism. Now, okay, I understand. Atheism is not a belief. Atheism is the lack of belief, except that all of these beliefs they don't have are better than your Christian beliefs, right? All those beliefs that they don't possess are better than your beliefs. So, okay, fine. Now, atheism exists to negate theism, specifically Christianity. However, you cannot be derived from something yet claim no association with it. It is merely a copy and then a corruption of it, or an inversion of it. So they claim a lack of belief using the passive voice, a lack of belief. But the active voice for lack of belief is the belief that there is no God. You need a positive belief. You can't be a negative belief. You need some kind of positive belief.